What is up, everybody? It's Copes here. Today I'm back with a Fortnite video. In today's video we have 10 skins I've changed my mind on. So I'm going to explain it very quickly and then we'll get into this video. So let's just say out of 10 I ranked it like a 0. I absolutely hated it. Maybe it changed to a 5, maybe it changed to a 4 even, or maybe it changed to a 10 in my mind. I'll try to give like a point ranking for each of these. If one skin that I would say I like better has a higher ranking than another skin, then my bad, but I didn't really write down what ranking I'm going to give each of these skins, but I'll try to do that throughout this video. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications, guys. If you have any videos you want me to make, leave them in the comments section. I do read my comments. I'll try to comment back to everyone if I have the time. Thank you guys for watching. Let's get into this. So in my number 10 spot, I gave it to the squad leader, and honestly, I still don't think this skin is great. I still think it's the worst in the season 4 battle pass. That's how much I dislike him. But honestly, I would have given him like a 1 out of 10 just because I was very disappointed that he was tier 87. And I still haven't gotten him yet. I'm currently like tier 71. I just got Valor, which is awesome. But I think he's just a little bit too high of a tier, and that really played into what I think about this skin. If he was a lower tier, I think this wouldn't be in this video. I don't think we would be talking about this right now. But since he's a high tier skin, I just feel like he's a little bit underwhelming. So he went from like a 1 out of 10 to probably a 4 out of 10. He's below average still, but I still think it's kind of needed for me to say that he's all right. He's not horrible. He's still a little bit below average in my opinion. And it definitely plays a role that he's a really high tier skin. In our season 4 battle pass, I think it should have been either Valor or even Zoey, maybe even Carbide. I would be okay with that, but I understand. It's okay, guys. Very simple design. It's just not my favorite. It's all right though. At my number 9 spot, I gave it to Zoey. And Zoey in my mind used to be maybe an 8 or 9 out of 10. Like, I loved her zany ass look, but the more and more I use her, the less and less I start to like her. I do really like her for her zany colors. That's like the perfect word. They're so off the wall and they're so bright. It's almost blinding. I think the colors don't go well together at all. The bright green and the kind of dull pink, if I had to put a word on it. I will be showing a picture if you guys don't know what skins I'm talking about, but the bright green hair and the dull pink don't really go well together. I wouldn't say this is a bad skin. I still would put it in my top 3. I think it would be my number 3 from my season 4 battle pass. But all in all, it went from an 8 or a 9 out of 10 to probably like a 5 or a 6 out of 10. I just see too many people using it. I feel like that definitely plays a part in whether I like the skin or not. If 1,000 people have it, and let's say like 20 or 25 people have it in the game, that can definitely change my opinion on whether I like this skin or not. So Zoey, still a pretty good skin. I would say above average. I would have to give her a 6, maybe a 5.5 at the very least. But she used to be like an 8 or 9. I really loved her when I first saw her, but all in all, I don't really think she's all that great right now. I think she's above average though. At our number 8 spot, I had to put Skull Trooper on this list. I feel like Skull Trooper is overrated. I'm just gonna come out and say it. I was talking about this in my stream. Somebody asked me if I thought rare skins were underrated. Like the rare skins, like Christmas outfits that no one can get right now, season 1 outfits, or Halloween outfits. I would say the exact opposite. I would say they're probably all overrated. If they weren't as rare as they are, they would just be a normal average skin that no one talks about. But since they are rare, everyone's talking about them. But Skull Trooper, I would probably give them a 9 out of 10. I would have. But right now, like, honestly, putting some bias on it because of its rarity, I feel like is a wrong thing to do for every list. I still think he's a good skin, but I'd probably give him a 5.5, maybe a 6 out of 10. I think he's an above average skin, but for me, I think the Gold Trooper is very underrated. And if I could choose between the Skull Trooper or Gold Trooper, I would choose the Gold Trooper because almost nobody has her. I really like her green skin, but for the Skull Trooper, I just think if he wasn't so rare, he would be just an average old skin. What do you guys think about that? Do you guys think that's true? Do you think that's completely false? Do you think he would still be an amazing skin that everyone loves? At my number 7 spot, I gave it to Shadow Ops. And honestly, it kind of sucks. I used to be in love with this skin. But then when I got it, I used it. I used it actually today in my stream. I'm like, it's alright. Honestly, this may be a weird comparison, but I feel like Shadow Ops is kind of a bad clone to Red Knight. I don't know why. Does that make any sense to any of you? Do you guys see any sort of resemblance to Shadow Ops to the Red Knight? Like, I don't really know why I feel that way. But I used to say Shadow Ops was in my top 3 for favorite skins. I wouldn't put her in top 3. I don't know if I would put her in top 10. I may put her at the number 10 spot, but she's definitely gone from like an absolute 10 where I thought she was perfect to probably like a 7. So honestly, I just don't know why I love this skin so much. Maybe it was because I just didn't get her, and like when I first saw her in gameplay, I'm like, oh my god, that skin's so cool. But now I've seen it plenty of times. So many people have it. It's been in the shop constantly. It's been in the shop like 3 or 4 times this month, which is just a little bit overboard in my opinion. But Shadow Ops, I'm sorry to say, you're not as good as I once thought you were. At my number 6 spot, I had to give it to the Brawler. And I used to say the Brawler was one of the worst skins in this game. When I first used her, I used her after I said she was one of the worst. Ironically enough, because, you know, why would you buy one of the worst skins in your opinion? Well, I did, just because I buy every skin. But the Brawler, it definitely isn't as bad as I once thought it was. I think it's a decent rare skin. I just don't think it really stands up to some of these other rare skins. It used to be, in my mind, maybe a 1 or a 2 out of 10. Like, I literally hated the design, to probably a 4 out of 10. So not a huge difference, not a huge upgrade, but I definitely think Brawler is better than I first gave her credit for. At my number 5 spot, I have to give it to the Tower Recon Specialist. You guys may be wondering, why are you changing your mind on this skin? Well, if you guys have seen Commando, which is, in my opinion, a very underrated skin, and very underrated rare or uncommon skin, my bad. So, Tower Recon Specialist, she has a very similar look. Her colors don't stand out as much as Commando, which is another uncommon skin that's very simple. That's a black one. Tower Recon Specialist is more brown, but I really do like this simple design. It's very similar to just your common skins you get that, you know, you start out with the game, the no skins, if you want to call them that. But for me, I think the Tower Recon Specialist went from a 1 out of 10 to probably like a 5 out of 10. An average skin. I wouldn't go as far to say it's a 6 out of 10, because I feel like that would be a little bit too high. That would be 1 under Shadow Ops. I don't think I could do it to her. I don't think I could do that to Zoey as well. So I think Tower Recon Specialist at a 5 is respectable. I think this skin is very simple, and sometimes the simple skins look the best. I'm gonna just be completely honest with you guys. At my number 4 spot, I gave it to the Bright Gunner. And the Bright Gunner for me was probably like a 5 out of 10, an average skin. That's what I used to say. But now, I honestly can't stand this design. I don't know why. It's so ugly to me. I hate the color scheme on him. I really wish they either went all bright, like super bright colors with rainbows all over his body, or just not made this design. The only good thing about him is his back bling, and I'm not taking that into account in this video. So if he didn't have the back bling, I would put him at a 2 out of 10. An awful epic skin in my opinion. At my number 3 spot, I'm pretty sure this is gonna make some of you guys out there happy. I have to give it to the Cuddle team leader. I personally think the Cuddle team leader is an above average skin at this point in my mind. It's almost like I'm making a coming out video. Like I'm coming out to like the world that I'm trans or gay or something like that. It really feels like that, because I've been saying for such a long time that I hate the Cuddle team leader. You know, the Rex, I still dislike. The Raptor, I still dislike. The Cuddle team leader, it's definitely grown on me. I'm starting to like her a little bit more each day, and I have been using her, and I've still been telling people, it's been a lie I guess, that the Cuddle team leader, I still dislike her. But honestly, I think she's a 6 out of 10. I really do. I know this might be a crazy one because if you guys have watched any of my videos, I always say Cuddle Team Leader is horrible. But I think the Cuddle Team Leader is a good skin. I really do. So now to my number 2 spot. For some skins that I said were the best uncommon skins, I definitely retract my statement on that. Nightlight and Light Show. I'm sorry to say, I don't think these skins are the best uncommons. I think you could give that to Chromium. I think you could give it to Commando if you really like the simple designs. Sorry for the scrolling. I have the skins pulled up on my computer. Whiplash, even Tactics Officer, I think is a really great one. But I just can't give it to Light Show and Nightlight. I can't. Like, I can't give them the number 1 spot for even uncommons. I thought they were great skins at first. I really did. I thought they were creative, but then Chromium and Diecast came out and they're like so much better. I really think that, and that's not just because they're new. I don't think I'm gonna get tired of those ones, but I really think it gets sickening when you look at these skins. So I'm sorry for anyone who I told to buy these skins, but they really are sickening after you look at them for too long. Like, I'm literally physically getting sick just looking at these right now. Their colors don't fit in with Fortnite at all, and I like the idea of these skins. They sound cool on paper, they first look cool, but I would have given them maybe a 9 out of 10 when I first saw them. I was so excited, they were so cool in the beginning. Now I would have to give them maybe a 3 or 4 out of 10, so that's one of my biggest changes for sure. But at my number 1 spot, for one you may be shocked by, I've definitely talked about this a little bit, but at my number 1 spot, I gave it to Triceratops. And I used to think this skin should not have been a legendary. I thought it was too simple, it just wasn't good enough, but I totally retract my statement. I love red skins, I love the Red Knight, and the Triceratops is perfect. It's so clean, it's so crisp. I think its back bling, I know we aren't talking about its back bling, but its back bling is one of the best in this game. I think the skin used to be maybe a 2 out of 10. It probably changed to a 7, maybe a 7.5 out of 10 for me. I really do like this skin. I wouldn't put it at my top favorite legendary, not even close, really, but above average for sure. Above average for sure. So honestly, guys, you tell me what you think. I think Triceratops is a great skin now. I really do. The only problem I had with it at first, like, sometimes having a first reaction and staying with that first reaction isn't always a good thing, because, you know, people change their minds once you have more experience with whatever, a skin, even as simple as that. You can definitely change your mind after you've experienced it a little bit more. Triceratops is one of those. I want everyone to tell me what you thought was horrible in the beginning but now you think is great, or what you thought was great in the beginning but now you think is horrible. If you guys want to, definitely do that in the comment section. I appreciate it. I love reading your guys' comments. I really do. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe and turn on your notifications, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really do love making these videos and I love this job. Bye bye.